Keri Hilson is done keeping quiet. She's been watching y'all spin this messy, tired narrative about her being some bitter Beyoncé hater for years. But now, she's flipping the script. And baby, she brought receipts. Keri's stepping back into the spotlight with a vengeance, and this time she's not holding back. After years of whispers, fan attacks, and brutal headlines, Keri Hilson finally decided enough is enough. Hopefully she popped up in a raw, rare interview on The Breakfast Club, and let's just say she didn't come to play. For so long, Keri's name was dragged through the mud. People painted her as some jealous singer who threw unprovoked shade at Beyoncé, and that one little remix allegedly killed her whole career. But now, Keri's saying we got it all twisted, and worse, she's hinting that she was set up. That's right, set up, silenced, and blackballed, all over a song she didn't even want to sing. Keri revealed that the infamous line that had the Bayhive foaming at the mouth, yeah, she didn't even write it. According to her, someone else wrote those shady bars, and it was her team, especially Polo Didon, who forced her to record it despite her begging not to.
It's a regret, but not in the way that people would think, because that's a song that I actually didn't write. Those are not my words. I was on tour. Polo wanted me to do a remix to Turning Me On. He had produced the record, and another writer in our camp at the time, he had her write this. So he played it for me, like, this is the remix, because I'm thinking I'm coming in to go write a remix to Turning Me On. Like, The whole time I had been writing concepts, like, what would I say? How do I even remix this? Like, what do I want to? So I had lines and I had, things that I would have said, but I come into the studio and he plays me this verse, and I'm like, automatically, I'm like, I'm not saying that.
She said she even tried to rewrite her verse just to avoid the drama, but Polo wasn't having it. He allegedly gave her an ultimatum: sing it as is or kiss your career goodbye. That's the impossible spot Keri found herself in. She was trapped. Do what she was told or risk losing everything. And guess what? She's still lost.
I began writing my own. That's what I did with my time there, but I want to be careful with the word I use. It was quite forceful, you know what I mean?
In an executive artist way?
Yeah, in an executive artist way only. Involving others and kind of threatening my career in a sense, in a real sense. Like, you're not coming, because my album wasn't out yet. So it was like, you're not coming out if you don't do this. And the mistake that I made was not continuing to fight. But I was in tears, I was crying, I was adamant that I did not want to do that.
And for people that don't know, you were signed to Polo.
I was signed to Polo and Timbaland.
Correct.
Yep, in a joint venture at Interscope Records.
Yep.
And I was young, I was super young. I felt I had no power. I felt I had no choice.
But the betrayal didn't stop there. Keri says she begged Polo not to release the song. She poured her heart out, pleaded. He told her it wouldn't be dropped. And then he leaked it himself.
He remembers more because he was there.
Wow.
He remembers more. Was it days after when it leaked? It leaked like days after I did it, but he promised me that wouldn't happen, so it leaked. And that was that. And I protected him. I protected the girl that wrote it, who went on to become famous. I protected everyone in the story, so I had to eat that. I had to eat that. And I am still eating it to this day. Because I'm getting asked about that 15, however many years, 16, 17 years later. It's like I've worn the scarlet letter, really.
Have you ever...
Yeah, you read that right. Polo went behind Keri's back and leaked the remix, knowing exactly what kind of chaos it would unleash. And chaos did follow. Back in 2009, the Turnin' Me On remix hit the streets, and boom, controversy exploded. Fans instantly thought Keri was taking shots at Beyoncé. She never said B's name, but that "to the left" line, everyone connected it to Irreplaceable. You can dance, she can sing, but she needs to move it to the left. That one line, it blew up her whole image. The Bayhive came for her hard, and Keri was branded a hater. Then in 2011, things flared up again at the Soul Train Music Awards. Keri refused to hold a magazine with Beyoncé and Jay-Z on the cover, and fans took that tiny moment as proof the feud was still alive.
You wanna hold the magazine? Just shout out Juicy Mac.
And even though Beyoncé never said a single word about Keri, not in interviews, not on social media, nothing, rumors exploded. Word on the street was that Beyoncé was working behind the scenes, pulling strings to freeze Keri out of the industry. Doors were closing, meetings got canceled, projects never moved forward. Quietly but powerfully, Keri was being iced out. At least that's what the whispers said. And while the Bayhive didn't need any official confirmation, they took matters into their own hands. Keri faced brutal online hate, nonstop trolling, and even real-life confrontations. She finally snapped and addressed it all. "You have no idea what your hateful words can do to someone's spirit," she wrote online. Years of verbal abuse from strangers. Enough is enough. Keri begged fans to leave her alone, to stop harassing her for something she didn't even write. But the damage had already been done. She never named Beyoncé. She never outright confirmed the feud, but her words? They hinted at something deeper, something going on behind the scenes that pushed her into that space at the Soul Train Awards. She tweeted again, "It's too much. Is everything I say going to be twisted into some drama? You don't know what I've been through. Just chalk it up to your ignorance of my reality and let it go." Still, the attacks kept coming, and some fans took it way too far. Keri revealed that it wasn't just online trolling anymore. She said Beyoncé fans actually threw her CDs at her on the street. Let that sink in. "It's one thing to attack me on Twitter," she wrote, "but throwing Beyoncé albums at me in public? That's just disrespectful." So for years, Keri suffered in silence. Mocked, ridiculed, blackballed. Keri Hilson just broke her silence, blaming songwriter Esther Dean for the diss track that ruined her career. Esther stayed quiet for 16 years, then bragged, and it was a hit. After backlash, Esther apologized and claimed she co-wrote the verse, but Keri clapped back, "I rewrote 3 lines. I never supported it. Your silence cost me everything." Beyoncé never addressed the rumors, but Keri was the one blackballed. Now, Keri's taking back her story.